Right then, ladies and gentlemen, we are ending the morning on a Choupo-Moting Objective guide. We actually released a video on how you can use it, just explaining the new World Cup swap system. We've ended a video on all of the World Cup swaps objectives, and we are going to end the morning on this Choupo, I can't speak, man. I've been recording all morning, I cannot speak. Choupo-Moting, that's the one. We're going to end the morning with the objective guide for this card, and I might get some player reviews out later tonight or tomorrow if you are watching this in the UK. But if you guys are new to these objective guides, with all new objectives EA release, I give you guys my tips, tricks, a squad builder if necessary, along with some in-game examples. Without further ado, boys, let's get into it. So first of all, you've got score 6 goals using players with a minimum 4-star weak foot in the live FUT Friendly glorious journey. We'll go ahead and have a look at that glorious journey friendly game mode shortly, but players with at least a 4-star weak foot, self-explanatory. You can get this done in a singular game as well. If you get 6 goals in one match, that will count. Assist 6 goals using a Bundesliga player in a live FUT Friendly glorious journey. Score and assist using a forward in 4 separate matches, and then you've got win 8 separate matches in a live FUT Friendly. The score and assist using a forward, by the way, you can link up between 2 forwards and get this within 1 goal. And if you are doing golden goal, which we'll get, onto a little bit more shortly when we get into the tips, but the score and assist using a forward. If you say assist with a striker, and you're playing a 2-striker formation, you assist with your right striker, score with your left striker, you've got the goal and the assist with a forward, that will tick it off within 1 goal sequence, alright? So it's absolutely beautiful if you are doing golden goal, which we'll get into the golden goal a little bit more shortly. Let's go ahead and let's check out this glorious journey game mode. The glorious journey game mode in friendlies, the requirements is at least 3 clubs, at least 3 countries/regions, at most 0 lone players, no lone players whatsoever. If we remove my webcam here as well, the rules, it is a classic match, so it's like any other game, with at least 3 clubs and at least 3 countries. Lads, this objective is incredibly easy. It means you can literally use your main team. You can literally use your main team, because I'd assume lots of your guys' main teams have at least 3 clubs and have at least 3 nations anyways. As you can see, this is my main team. Like, I can go into the game, I've got more than 3 clubs, more than 3 nations. And lots of you guys watching this as well will be in a similar position. You'll have more than 3 nations, more than 3 clubs, maybe no lone players. If you do have any lone players, you just have to send them to the club. But you obviously need the Bundesliga assists, or is it Bundesliga goals? So yeah, you need to get assists with Bundesliga players. Now, I do want to say as well, if you are rocking a formation like myself, a 4-5-1, I've only got 1 attacker, alright? And if you're going to be doing the golden goal tip, which I mentioned earlier, you need a formation with at least 2, preferably 3 forwards, okay? So you can literally get that in one sequence. If you only have 1 forward in your starting 11, which I only have 1 forward, and that's Ansu Fati, you cannot do golden goal, because you'll need to score with him, then you'll have to assist with him. So what I would do with your main team, if you are in a similar position to me, is simply change your formation. Remember, this year, if you play players off chemistry as well, it will not matter. They'll still play to how their stats play if they're on 0 chem. But I'd recommend a 4-3-3, because you've got a right wing, left wing, and a striker. All 3 of them count as forwards. So you can have your normal striker if you want. I would recommend going to pick up some Bundesliga right wings and left wings. It all depends on your budget, but if you're looking at some Bundesliga right wings, I would recommend Diaby. He's currently out of packs as an inform though, so there is always that. He'll be a little bit expensive. I believe his gold is 6,000-7,000 coins if you want to spend that. I do recommend Musa Diaby. As for left wing, I do recommend Leroy Sané as well. He can play left wing, I believe. He's a left mid, but he can play left wing. So what I'll do is change your main team to a 4-3-3 formation. In fact, I'll do it now as an example as well. So as you can see, I usually play a 4-5-1. We do not want that, because that means we cannot get an assist and a goal with a forward within 1 goal sequence. We'd have to do it in 2. So what I would do is I'd go ahead and I would change my formation to a 4-3-3 is what I highly recommend. Doesn't have to be, you could go for one with 2 strikers, but the more forwards the merrier. So I can go like this. You will be playing some players out of position, but as I said, it really does not matter, because they'll still perform to their stats anyway. I'd go ahead and I'd pick up a Diaby and a Leroy Sané. With Diaby and Leroy Sané, they're obviously originally left mids and right mid, so make sure you remember to position modify them to a left wing and a right wing, or else they will not count as a forward. That way you can do golden goal, which leads me into tip number 1, and we've been talking about it the whole video, and if you don't know what golden goal is, then here is an example. Golden goal is an unspoken community rule and is very self-explanatory. Basically, whoever scores first, the other opponent will go ahead and back out. So if you go 1-0 down, you may as well back out, because there's no worse feeling than having to win the game. You get to the 70th minute and you go 1-0 down. You feel like you've just wasted so much time. Now, this was on stream, and as you can see, it was a game mode where we did need a win, and only 13 minutes into the game, which is like 2 IRL minutes, we go 1-0 up. My opponent quits. Now we're going to speed this up so you guys know I'm not cutting it until 5 games later, because that's just unrealistic. So I'm going to speed the whole process up again to the game after, and the exact same thing happens. We go 1-0 up and my opponent backs out. That's 2 wins that we got in the space of maybe 4 IRL minutes, compared to having to actually play the full games out. Usually would take like half an hour, 15 minutes a match. Obviously if you do go 1-0 down as well, you will have to quit yourself, because then it just makes it much more effective. So make sure, lads, to do some golden goal. The reason it is so important, as I said, if you've not really already clocked, you've got 3 forwards, which means, as I said, you need at least 2 to be able to get 1 goal, because if you only had 1 forward up front, you'd have to score with him, then after scoring that goal, you'd then have to wait for the second goal to try and assist. Therefore, it's not golden goal, it's more so 2 goals up, and most of your opponents probably will quit by the time they go 1-0 down. So it's very important to try and get some Diaby and Sané assists to one another or your original striker. Incredibly easy objective for today, lads, and just for a recap, score 6 goals using players with at least a 4-star weak foot. Obviously with your players with 4-star weak foots, Diaby and Sané actually do not have a 4-star weak foot, so we just gotta hope that your striker, your main man up top, for me was Ansu Fati, he's got a 4-star weak foot. Maybe your original striker's got a 3-star weak foot, you will have to change him out for someone with a 4-star weak foot. So as I said, you'd have to assist with Diaby, score with, in my case would be Ansu Fati, or assist with Leroy Sané, score with Ansu Fati, okay, because you need that 4-star weak foot goal. But with that as well, you will be getting an assist with a forward and scoring with a forward within a 1 goal sequence, which means golden goal will be very effective. Assist 6 goals using a Bundesliga player. Coincidentally enough, our forwards, our right wing and our left wing in Diaby and Sané are from the Bundesliga, therefore it's kind of 2 birds with 1 stone, if you will. Win 8 separate matches. If you're doing golden goal, doing this correctly, you're matching a lot of people also doing golden goal, and I'd say 80% of the people in this game mode will be doing golden goal. You could get this objective done in maybe an hour, 50 minutes. Good luck, happy grinding, and let me know, lads, will you be completing